Ahab told Jezebel all that Elijah had done. See, Jezebel didn't know. Ahab ran and told Jezebel what Elijah had did on Mount Carmel, okay? And without how he had slain all the prophets with the sword. Then Jezebel sent a messenger unto Elijah, saying, so let the gods do to me. So she's saying, oh, let what happened to me. And more also. And she said, oh, and she added, and more. If I make not thy life as the life of one of them by tomorrow. Well, she failed. Because why that was actually, she made a promise, basically an oath. She cursed Elijah at the same time, making an oath and said, by tomorrow, you're going to be dead. So that's why Elijah ran. Anyway, God sent an angel to take care of Elijah, but she failed. So that curse, boop, 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 boop. And not to mention there was no cause for that curse. So it, back to her. So by the time when what happened to her, this is what happened to her. Okay. Okay. So by the time it gets to, because by the time it gets to her time to die, basically. Okay. Jehu literally slaughters everybody. I mean, he kills Ahab and his 70 children. When a lot of people don't talk about it, but Ahab had 70 children. Okay. He had 70 children. He killed all his officers, so nobody could actually rise up and take reign and take the throne. And that's the way how it is. Okay. He killed all of them, killed Jezebel, her kids as well. You know what I'm saying? But honestly, he saved Jezebel. Well, Jezebel wasn't last. It was Ahab's 70 other sons that was saved for last. But Jezebel was close to the last because he killed also the son that they had with Ahab as well. Killed him and everything because of what they did to Naboth. So basically, Jehu just went through I mean, he was ready. I mean, you could tell like he been wanting to do that, get rid of her because she was evil. Like all of them, that whole king, queen type thing. Okay. So it's like, okay, right here. And it says, Jehu was come to Jezreel. Jezebel heard of it. So she painted her face and tied her head and looked out the window. Now, when I hear that, you hear men always preaching like, oh, she put on makeup. This woman did not put on makeup. It's called war paint. War paint. Literally, tribes do war paint. They paint their face. And not to mention, back in the day when I was growing up, we used to put Vaseline on our face and put our hair up, ready to fight. That's exactly what it means. She was ready to fight him. She wasn't trying to seduce this man. I don't know what's wrong with them. This man had literally just killed her son as well. She heard about everything that he did. So she knew he was coming for her. This girl was ready to fight. Okay? So it's like, and Jehu entered into the gate and she said, have Zimri peace, who slew his master. And he lifted up his face unto the window and said, who is on my side? So basically she's asking because he actually killed his master before everything. He killed him. I had to go read because, it makes it like, but actually it's him. He's the one who killed him. And that's how he kills him. But he looks up. He didn't even say anything. He just said, who is on my side? Who's on my side? Meaning he came to do exactly what he came to do. He said, who? And there looked out a window 2 or 3 eunuchs. So 2 or 3 eunuchs looked out the window, looked down at him. And he said, throw her down. So they threw her down. And some of her blood was sprinkled on the wall and on the horses. And he trod on the foot. That's exactly the prophecy that was given. Okay. But remember, she cursed herself. Even before she even cursed herself, God gave a prophecy about her. Because why? She spoke this out of her own mouth. Later on, let it be done to her. What was done to the prophets, what she had done, but even far worse. So that's exactly, she was betrayed by the very ones close to her. That's what happens to people like this. She was betrayed by those close to her. They threw her down, okay? And some of her blood was sprinkled on the wall and the horses, and he trod underfoot. Now, when I first heard that, I'm like, now that's, wow, okay? And the thing is, he went and ate and drank afterwards. Next verse. And when he had come in, he did eat and drink and said, go, see now this cursed woman and bury her, for she's a king's daughter. So he told the people to go out there, look, go out there, collect whatever, because we're going to bury her because he's just going to give her that amount of respect because she is a king's daughter, meaning her father. Okay. So And he said, and they went to bear her, but they found no more of her than her skull, feet, and palms of her hands. Wherefore they came again and told him, and he said, this is the word of the Lord, which he has spoke by the servant Elijah the Tishbite, saying, in the portion of Jezebel shall the dogs eat the flesh of Jezebel, and the carcass of Jezebel shall be as dung upon the face of the field in the portion of Jezreel, so that they shall not say, this is Jezebel. Meaning there would be nothing left. They couldn't even tell, because there was nothing else. That's what happens to evil people. People don't understand. And so the next thing, he went to get his 70 sons in Samaria. Jehu wrote letters and sent them unto the rulers and to the elders of them, and they brought up Ahab's children. And now as soon as this letter cometh to you, seeing your master's sons are with you, there are with you chariots and horses and fence around us. Look, even out of the best and meanest of your master's sons. So set him on his father's throne and fight for your master's house. But they were exceedingly afraid and said, behold, 2 kings stood not before him. How then shall we stand? And he said that was over his house, and he that was over the city, and the elders also, and the bringers up of the children sent to Jehu, saying, we are thy servants, and will do all that thou hast bid us. So these people say, you know what, we work for you. We on your side, okay? And will not make any king do that, because that's the thing. It's like, who gonna make king next out of these children? That's why he went to them next, because why? The succession, the lineage. You know what I'm saying? That's the way, that's what it is. And he said, do that which is good in our eyes. So they said, look, do what you think is best, okay? Then he wrote a letter the second time to them, saying, if ye be mine, and if ye will hearken unto my voice, take the heads of the men and the men of your masters' sons, and come to me to Jezreel by tomorrow this time. Now the king's sons, being 70 persons, were with great men of the city, which brought them up. So these people slew all the 70 sons and brought them their heads to show as proof of what they did. And so that's what people don't get, especially when you are operating in the life of that you want of, and go back and read what happened to Ahab. About a lot of times you're going to be betrayed by those closest to you, because why you set up a thing to betray people even close to them, but guess what, in your end, when your income, you're going to be betrayed by those very close to you that you think will never betray you, but they will. These people know your secrets. They know everything that you have done. So they know the evils that you have done, no matter if they stood by your side or not. Even during history, and I've said this before, you can literally look into history to where the most evil, corrupt people was always betrayed by someone close to them in their household. Because these people knew everything about them. They knew their comings and goings and everything. They knew how they operated. They knew how evil they were. Because there's always somebody who wants to take your place. Yeah. There's always somebody, even what you're doing, whether it be as a wife, a husband, or whatever, there's always somebody who wants to take your place in what you're doing. So you think you can operate a certain type of way against somebody, but honey, there's always somebody who's out there wanting to take your place. Always. So all this is actually a sign unto people to let them know this will happen to you as well. If you do not abide, if you do not stop, if I send my people, my prophets, my preachers, my teachers, whoever, a man of God, a woman of God, period, to you to warn you about something, and then you take that very thing as a warning and you do it as corruption and you turn against them to try to destroy them or actually go against everything of God. This will be your end.